Alrighty, hello, I'm someturkeywithacomputer, and I'm going to be doing a speedrun of Portal 2. So timing begins whenever the crosshair appears. I'll give a countdown.
For 50 days. In compliance with state and federal regulations, all testing candidates in the
3, 2, 1, time. So here, the game starts out with a 5-minute and 16-second long cutscene. Normally whenever we're doing PB attempts, we start right whenever basically this long cutscene starts. It's not entirely a cutscene, technically you can lose time, but here we're kind of just doing what this announcer guy says. So, not much interesting about the gameplay right now. We're literally staring at a painting. But I'm gonna take this time to explain some mechanics of the game. So, once I'm done staring at this beautiful piece of artwork, I can show you a bit of bee hopping. So this game uses bunny hopping, which, if you don't know what that means, basically we wiggle our mouse around and alternate between pressing A and D and jump as soon as we hit the ground in order to make us go faster. So that is the main form of movement in this game. But there are other variations too. So whenever I open this door to this really smart character, his name is Wheatley. Here we go. I can show off a thing called wall strafing. So if we just look slightly into a wall, then hold W and A, or left and forward, then we can actually gain a lot of speed just by looking in at the wall and holding those two keys. And there's a variation of that called speed wall strafing, which is the same thing, except you turn facing like the other way. I don't know how to describe it, and hold just left or just A and start jumping, and you can get a lot of speed from just those three things alone. And another thing, I guess, is circle jumping. It's kind of similar to pre-strafing. I don't even know why we call it a circle jump. Not really moving in a circle. Yeah, that's how we start our B-hops. There's a bit more to movement, but that's just a very brief explanation. So here, Wheatley wants us to talk to him. So we press the talking key. One moment.
Does any of this make any sense? Just tell me, just say yes.
So we just said yes to him.
You just jumped.
By jumping.
Say apple. Apple.
So yeah, so this beginning part is literally just a cutscene. It's about 3 more minutes, I think, until we can actually get out of here. Another thing I should explain is, at the end of levels, most of the time you enter an elevator, and the game wants to check if the dialogue's over before it transitions to the next level. So, if someone's speaking, the game will not transition you, and there's like one exception to this with elevators, and there's a few levels that don't have elevators at the ending. Also, sorry if this is loud. This cutscene's interesting. Yeah. So what we'll do in order for the level to transition as soon as the dialogue's over is we time our entry into the elevator. So we'll enter into the elevator at a certain point in the dialogue. So for an example, the second level of the game, one after this, yeah, this is the first level, if we time our entry, so we enter whenever the announcer guy says, reintegration associate, if we enter whenever he says associate, then the announcer will stop talking as soon as the game checks if all the dialogue's done, and it'll words are hard, instantly transition us to the next level. So you'll see that some levels don't have timing exits, which we call them fades, and I'll refer to them as fades for the rest of the run. But yeah, so that's just kind of why we're waiting at the end of most elevators. We're not losing time by doing that. We're not speeding up the elevator in any way. It's just to time the dialogue. So here, Wheatley will slam us into this wall one more time, and we can jump out, and then we're into another 50-second long cutscene. Oh, my phone was ringing. So yeah. We can just hop in here. So yeah, now that I'm in here, I should have a bit more space to show off some of the movement. I won't be able to show it off fully until we're out of here using, believe it or not, portals. Yeah, this game's called Portal 2, and we're gonna use portals. So, here, let me do the most important trick of the run. Toilet swoosh. Gotta throw this clipboard in the toilet. Unfortunately, since I missed it, it will not PB. But it's fine.
In 3, 2, 1.
So there, I just timed my hop, so I exited through there as soon as the portal opened. Here we do a bit of a mini dialogue skip.
You have just passed through an Aperture Science Material
I actually got it. Nice. So we interrupted the announcer by entering at a certain point in the elevator. So this is the fate I was talking about. Well, first we gotta complete the level. So here, we start out with really simple puzzles. They're actually reused from the original game, Portal. So here, yep, we just hop over, put a cube on the button, and then hop to the ending, trigger the dialogue in here. So I can just mess around here for however long I want, because I gotta time my elevator entry. So yeah, I can just do whatever. Walk up here, but yeah. So, Aperture Science Reintegration Associate. We enter on that. And as soon as the announcer guy stops talking, we can transition the level. So this map's called Portal Gun. Guess what we get in it? I'll leave that up to the audience to guess. So here there's a bit of a mini dialogue skip, and bam, I just got a huge speed boost. There's a slanted surface at the bottom of there. I missed the fast one. There's a slower one. So if we time it when Wheatley says 4, we can interrupt him with the announcer's dialogue, and then we interrupt the announcer with Wheatley's dialogue, and it skips like 10 seconds of the announcer's dialogue. So that's really useful. And here we just enter as fast as possible, since the first check is like the exact same time whenever the announcer stops talking. So yeah.
This next test is very dangerous.
Here, this map's called Smooth Jazz. We just shoot a portal underneath the cube, and then it flies onto the button I hopped over a second ago. Here, since portal physics are kind of weird, we can put a cube through the door, and it basically phases right through. So that's, and then the game's like, oh, the cube's through this, it's in this room early. We need the cube to solve the puzzle, so we'll open the door so the player doesn't get soft-locked. And that's how we skip that level. This level's called Cube Momentum. So here, whenever you try and stand in portals, the game gives you a little speed boost. That's called a reportal. But we can counteract that speed boost by holding S as soon as we shoot the portal. So there, that's what I did. And I interrupted the... words are hard. So basically, I combated the speed boost, got up to that area, shot a portal beneath the cube, and then shot one at the wall so we could grab it through. And funnily enough, we do the exact same thing in this level. Portal stand, shoot underneath the cube, add a wall, grab it. And this level is actually a two-parter. So here, if we use a specific lineup,
is the future, and the future starts with you.
We can activate the button for exactly 1 tick, which is kind of interchangeable with the frame, but not really, because higher frame rates mess it up. But just know the game runs at 60 ticks per second. Please return. So we can activate the button for a super short amount of time, which keeps the button stuck on. So here, what we can do is we can shoot a portal through this door. There's an incredibly small gap in this door's model, and if we use a very specific set of coordinates, we can shoot straight through it and skip this entire section with Wheatley. That's like a 2-minute time save. And I actually used a thing called view snapping there to line it up easier, which I'll explain later in the run. So now that we're on this level and we skip that Wheatley section, we don't gotta worry about Wheatley. So now that we've got Wheatley back, we can do this map called Wake Up, and this is just movement. But there is a glitch later in the level, which I'll explain whenever we get to there. So now we can just listen to Wheatley freak out about GLaDOS, who we killed in the last game.
There she is.
Hop over here.
Nasty piece of work she was, honestly. Like a proper maniac.
Not great movement, but not horrible.
Oh, still held. Still being
Yeah,
held.
here we get in this escape pod. And unfortunately, there's no way to skip this entire escape pod, but we can skip part of it. So here, Wheatley is just trying to get us out with an escape pod by clicking one of these switches. Not sure which one it is, but here, basically, there's an invisible wall up there, and it's really hard to jump over, but if we time a pause really specifically, we can jump over it. It's tick perfect, or frame perfect again. But if we time it correctly, then we can get a huge speed boost, jump over an invisible wall, and hopefully we can skip part of this cutscene. So I'll give this 3 tries, and now I should basically explain the name of the category. This is no save load abuse. No save load abuse. We're still allowed to make saves and loads, just not abuse them or go out of bounds. So here, hopefully I get it first try. I do. So yeah, we can just jump over this huge invisible wall. It's Hoopy the Hoop. Say hi to Hoopy. So here, GLaDOS visually opens this incinerator around 5 seconds before she drops us in this cutscene coming up. So what we can do is we can stand on top of it with a clipboard, so whenever she opens the incinerator, we fall through. And we have to stand on the clipboard, because if we don't, then the incinerator has like really weird friction, and it kind of just drags you to the side as soon as it opens. So hopefully we can get this. You can shoot right there. It's called tissue paper shot. Really important. Yeah, so this trick, what it actually does, since GLaDOS is about to pick us up, we're in a cutscene, and since the game doesn't want you dying during cutscenes, it gives you invincibility. But hopefully if we get this trick, and by the way, this is called Bet's Rider, if we can get it, then it'll interrupt the cutscene, and we'll actually get invincibility for the rest of the speedrun. So hopefully we get it. You can actually see this blue light hovering above the incinerator, and it'll fall down if we got it. So hopefully...
You must really, really love to tell.
Yes, we did get it. So now we get invincibility for the rest of the speedrun. Alright. So this map's called Incinerator. And I mean invincibility. Like, we cannot even take damage. Can't die. We can't even get boosted by turrets, which gives us knockback, which actually does lose time in one level. But it also saves time in another level. It only saves time in one level throughout the entire speedrun. It's kind of crazy. Alright, so here we can just do a nice little jump, get over here, and then here there's this big trigger. If we go to the side there, then we can avoid that trigger, which plays this kind of little cutscene of GLaDOS moving the portal gun. And there was actually a pretty important dialogue skip there that skips like a minute and a half of dialogue. Hey, that's an overstatement. At least 40 seconds.
So there's nothing to stop us from testing for
the rest of your life. So yeah, that's Incinerator. Yeah, so that's the end of chapter 1. That's a decent chapter 1. I'll take it. This is chapter 2, the cold boot. And here we can literally, this map's called Laser Intro. Oh, I missed it.
Let the place go since you killed me. By the way,
that's also a bad save. Pardon.
I've really let the place go since you killed me. By the way, thanks.
Ah, I'm struggling.
Since you killed me. By the way, thanks.
Alrighty, I'll take it.
I forgot how good you are.
Normally that map's really fast if I didn't mess up. This map we just get in the elevator as fast as possible. You can just hop through there to, instead of walking in, we can just go in with a bit of momentum. Yeah, that actually skips the lasers in a map called Laser Intro. Map's called Laser Stairs. I'm not very fond of this map. I don't even have time to explain it because it's already done. But there we can shoot 2 portals at the start of the map and get like a lot higher than the devs intended. And then we can shoot a portal to the ending and then shoot one underneath the cube, one underneath ourselves. Then bam, we're at the ending with the cube. Put it on the button. It's the end. This map's called Dual Lasers, if I remember. Yep. So here, we're gonna take use of a glitch called Laser Switch Glitch. So basically, if we switch 2 lasers, so basically, there are laser receptacles. We powered both of them for a few ticks by switching the portals really fast. So yeah, that's very useful. And we actually do use it in a few other levels, I think. Only one, actually. Map called Laser Over Goo, and it has a really cool jump. Hopefully I can nail it first try. Here we just portal over here, and then bam, that's called Wet Maker. Not entirely sure why we call it that. But basically, I threw a cube through the portal, shot another portal well inside of it, giving me that speed boost I mentioned earlier. And I also did a kind of circle jump in there, and then I picked up the cube midair. So that's called Wet Maker, and that skips the entire level. This map's called Catapult Intro. Guess what we're introduced to? Catapults. Bam. Okay. So here, we can actually put a camera on a button, which tricks GLaDOS into thinking we put a cube on the button so she plays the ending dialogue. Like I said earlier, the end goal of a Portal 2 speedrun is to activate the dialogue and then get in the elevator. And by doing that, we can activate the ending dialogue earlier, which you heard was really long. So we can basically skip having to wait all that time at the end of the level inside that ending room by solving the puzzle whilst the dialogue's playing. So here, this map's called Trust Flings. I can do a nice little strafe to skip. Actually, I'm gonna play it safe here. I was trying to do a risky thing on the catapults. We can do a strafe here, which gets us to this ending area with the button. Don't have to fling over. And then what we can do here is GLaDOS dispenses some garbage. We can actually activate the ending dialogue with the garbage. And as you can see, all just flies through, activates the ending. Yeah, it's Trust Flings. And then GLaDOS likes to speak forever here, and there's actually a trigger at the end of the elevator ride that's like, is dialogue still going on? So if we hit that trigger, then the game transitions the level, and we hit it before GLaDOS finished speaking, barely. So this map's called Pit Flings. Shout out to my good friend Slime Diamond. And here, we just kind of launch to the ending. I actually did that kind of slow. Messing up.
Anyway, just an interesting science fact.
My goodness. It's embarrassing.
Anyway, just an interesting science fact.
Alright, there we go. So that's Pit Flings. I messed it up there, but it's fine. Not big of a deal. And then GLaDOS actually takes forever to activate this elevator, so you can't do any fades or anything because you gotta wait for GLaDOS to stop speaking before the elevator actually comes down. This map's called Fizzler Intro, and it's got a really easy solution. It's actually comically easy. We can just shoot underneath these panels at the start of the level, and I actually missed it. Let me do the backup route. You can just stand here and shoot these two lasers. Unfortunate. Making a few small mistakes. So here, this map's called Ceiling Catapult. And we actually do a really hard dialogue skip here, and you won't even notice I did it. Try and point out where I did the dialogue skip at. You said right there you'd be correct, even though it looked like I just stood there. I actually crouched and uncrouched at very specific points in that elevator ride. Or, not elevator, being launched up in the catapult, which hit the trigger that plays us dialogue, 3 times instead of the intended one. And there I just did a thing called flip shot. Basically our head was partially through a portal and I shot the portal away. Our body wasn't fully through it, just our portal gun. So, So it shot the portal away while I was still going through the portal. And then I can just do the rest of the level as intended. It's not quite intended, you're supposed to use a catapult normally. We're speedrunners, we don't use things that make you go fast. Be hot. So this next level is called Ricochet, I want to say? Yeah, it's Ricochet. So this map is pretty hard. It's really easy to mess up and lose a bunch of time. But hopefully I can just do this flawlessly. Basically we can do a full jump using this cube. Laser? And I hit it. So they're,
The test.
basically if we just do a pretty cool jump, we can activate the laser receptacle and, grab the cube at the same time, avoid it, and then place a cube behind us so we bonk into it as we get launched in the air. And that skips the entire level, basically. Map's called Bridge Intro. This is one of my least favorite maps. I'm just not very good at the strat at the ending.
From the surface. If you rubbed your cheek on one, it would be like standing outside with the sun shining on your face. It would also set your hair on fire, so don't act.
This strat. It's the same thing I explained in the map Smooth Jazz, which was where the announcer played Smooth Jazz. Basically, we phase it through that glass, and it's really inconsistent, and I'm really bad at it. But luckily, I actually activated the ending dialogue. But the cube did actually fall off after I activated the dialogue, so I couldn't go through, so I had to go back and adjust the cube so it was on the button, and I lost a bit of time. This map's called Bridge the Gap. Hopefully I hit this trick called first try. Well, it's actually 2 tricks. It will look really cool if I hit it. And I missed it. So here we can just b-hop through this door as it's closing. There we go. That saves like 50 seconds, and we can do this huge crazy fling and get straight to the ending. That wasn't the worst. I'll take 2 segments. So yeah, that level's crazy.
Oh, there's lots of room here.
Alrighty, I'll take it.
Enough.
So, this map...
This next test involves turret.
Oh, this is turret intro. This map also could look really cool if I do it fast, so hopefully I do. And just a quick reminder, we have invincibility, so I can't take damage, although you can actually do this without invincibility, because the turrets barely shoot you. This is the only real dangerous part of the map called Turret Intro, where there's turrets shooting at you. But I think I would have survived anyways, even if I didn't have invincibility. This map's trivially easy. It's called Laser Relays. You can actually line up the portals that are used to solve this puzzle inside this elevator. It's actually one of the only maps that's solved intended. Now, I don't think the developers intended Shell to be b-hopping down that stair like Mach 5, but fine. We solved the puzzle intended, okay? That's all that matters.
Well, technically, it's a medical experiment. What's important is it's a
and I believe that should be wrapping up chapter 2. Oh no, we have one last map, I think. Turret blocker. I think. So since we have invincibility, normally we actually... No, there's a map after this. Normally we actually get boosted by that turret and get a huge speed boost, but since we can't get boosted by the turret because we're invincible, I just have to hop on that turret to grab the cube.
I managed to find 2 with your last name.
And?
A man and a woman.
Huh?
So that's interesting. It's a small...
So we have this map, which actually does save time with invincibility, and this outweighs the time we lost on that previous map. We just kind of jump in front of these turrets.
So I'll just give you a hint. It
Just
involves
see ya.
people you haven't seen in a
Kind
long
of steal this cube. And then you can skip that entire thing. These turrets are actually really annoyingly positioned, but you can just hop past it and get through here. Listen to GLaDOS' beautiful singing, God. Please don't kill me with neurotoxin. There we go. So this is chapter 3, I think. Oh, and this looks like I'm going out of bounds. I promise I'm not. Of course it's not chapter 3. I need to remember the maps better. This chapter is on forever. This map, kind of intended. You're not supposed to drop that cube in front of that laser. And, yeah, really quick, easy map. This, for real, is chapter 3.
After all these years, I'm getting choked up just thinking about it.
I actually don't think there was a fade there. I just forgot. Alright, this map's... Oh, it's chapter 4. I'm... Chapter 4, sorry. Look at the screen. It's Chapter. This looks like I'm going out of bounds. I promise I'm not. It's called Chorus Skip, and it's really complicated. And this map actually does suck a lot because of a skip at the ending.
Oh, come on. If it makes
Called, well, it's the proper term for it's Dane Skip, but you may hear some call it Cherry Skip. Ugh, wrong name. So this trick is very complicated. I don't even want to bother with explaining it. Yeah, we're at the end of the level. That's all you need to know. Not even entirely sure how it works. So here, we do a very precise lineup in this elevator. And right here and here. Crouch in a certain way. We actually got it first try. That's a really hard skip. You can take like 5 tries, but luckily you got it first try, actually.
You know the old formula.
I'll take it.
Comedy equals tragedy plus time.
So,
And you
yeah,
have been
that
sick
actually
for a
went
while.
surprisingly
So
well.
I guess it's actually pretty funny when you do the math.
Here we go. Here. Aim this laser. Drop it through here. This level has a lot of different routes, but this one I find the most consistent, and it's also not that slow, so take it. Here we can just strafe to the ending. We don't need to activate the third laser, which normally activates a platform, but speedrunners, we don't need that extra landing area.
For one of both of us.
Alrighty. This map, guys, I think there's something wrong with my marathon.
Require me to warn you that this next test chamber is
Here we use the previous triple laser switch glitch to activate those lasers by spinning that cube really fast, back and forth.
See what you don't need anymore.
Words are so hard. Oh, and I actually got that Dane skip I mentioned earlier inside of the elevator.
I've got a surprise.
You can just kind of do that sometimes randomly.
Not a
Here and now that Wheatley guy,
last time.
that one elevator we clipped through, not the one we just did, he talks about how he's gonna try and break us out.
What's going
And
on?
here, we can just
Turned off the light.
use some portals to get into here.
I'm speaking
Wheatley,
in an
where are you
accent
looking? Oh, wait.
that's beyond her range of hearing.
Thought he was looking the wrong way. Nope.
But we have to go, right?
Yeah, so here, this is just movement, and that's gonna be a common theme between the next few levels.
What's happening now? We're escaping.
So yeah, here we can just escape through here. And we can actually jump on this, go over that railing, then skip a pretty annoying turn. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good escape. That's what the map's called. So this is Turret Factory. No, it isn't. This is Escape. The previous... Just gonna stop saying the names of the map because it's confusing me more than it's confusing you, honestly. Hopefully I get that. It's a hard jump. It saves a bit of time. It's not actually that hard, I'm just kind of bad at the bit. So yeah, here we get through. Actually, in the next level, I'm going to use a console command to turn the brightness up artificially, because switch compression, it'll make it look like it's pitch black, like you can't see anything. So yeah, unfortunately I have to do that. It's allowed, and I think it should be, but it feels kinda cheating-ish, but it's allowed, so I'll use it. So here, we can skip this cutscene with Wheatley turning on the lights in this area. We shoot a portal right there, hop on his railing, and go above. Again, this isn't out of bounds, it looks like it. There's a specific definition of out of bounds, which I don't know, but it's definitely not this. It's like a black void, that's what out of bounds actually is. This map's just movement again.
Chopped up his entire staff.
This is Turret Factory, okay? I know that.
Say at night, you can
You get a
still hear the
speed boost from the edge of there.
their replica.
And this panel cycle, I'm gonna get what's called Baster cycle in this likely.
Memory of the incident.
Or Bailey cycle, I don't know. And I did get it, but I navigated it pretty fast. Here we can do... I'm actually gonna go for Big Z.
Only an exact duplicate of himself.
That jump's called Big Z. It's pretty hard, but it's worth it because, I mean, it's a jump called Big Z. How could you not go for it? Actually, probably shouldn't have gone for that. I could have lost like 10 seconds. But I hit it and it saved 0.5, so totally worth the risk. Trying to portal to the door here. Totally mess it up. This is turret sabotage. So actually, instead of doing the title of the map, turret sabotage, we're actually gonna skip sabotaging the turrets if we do the previously mentioned shot through the door. Again, this is like super precise, and I actually am not using that view snapping thing I talked about. I lost air control there, oops. Oh, by the way, I don't even think I mentioned this at the start, but Portal 2 has an air control cap. Basically, whenever you hit 3,000 velocity, you can't make sharp turns. So we have to slow down around catwalks like this, compared to other games like Half-Life 1, where you can make pretty sharp turns and not lose any of your speed. Those are two different engines, Gold Source and Source. Here, do this precise lineup using the numbers in the top left.
And which to toss, and it's using that master turret there as a template. Now, if we pull out the template turret, it'll shut down the whole production line.
You can shoot through that door and skip having to sabotage the turrets. Turrets are totally still supposed to be the normal, non-defective turrets, but nope, they're just normal next time, I guess, in the next level. Not like it matters anyway, we're literally invincible, but something funny. And then in this next map, again, we sabotage GLaDOS's neurotoxin. Wheatley can actually run into you and make you lose a lot of time there. If you're good at the video game, you can skip it, but unfortunately, I'm not good at the video game, so I just slid down so I don't get stuck on Wheatley. This is actually one of my favorite maps. So this is neurotoxin sabotage, and again, this is a good example of the speed cap, making it impossible for us to keep our momentum through most sharp turns unless we slow down heavily. Here we're doing pre-hopping. Oh, I bonked. It's fine, I'll probably hit the same cycle. Where basically we hop through a door and conserve our speed through it instead of just having to start from scratch. Here we can shoot through this door and hit those pipes early. The goal of this map is to cut these pipes. Hopefully I can get a good cycle. Aw, dang, I missed that pipe barely. This chair here. Pipe. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do. It's unfortunate. But, yeah. Sucks to suck at the game, but it's fine. This next map is called Two Bride, and it's literally just a cutscene. There's not much really interesting about it. Like there's, I mean, I guess you could listen to Wheatley if you care about, like, the story or something. Yeah, we're kind of getting close to halfway through the run. So this is Two Bride. Yeah, Wheatley just goes on, just rambling on. There's this cube behind us. It's called Glowy Cube. Say hi to Glowy Cube. I actually have the chat hidden, because I'd probably get really nervous and, like, freak out if I saw people in the chat. But yeah, this Glowy Cube. This is a pretty big place. So yeah, this next map, these next three maps really are basically just cutscene maps. I mean, the map I'm loading into right now, called Core, is actually kind of interesting. And then after that, there's just the long fall map, which is, you fall. It's pretty long. So this is Core. We start out with a bit of gameplay. Just portal over here. Ah. This door. What?
I honestly, truly didn't think you'd fall for that.
My goodness. I didn't know that would happen. Hey, GLaDOS is gonna give me a shout out here.
Further ahead for
Listen.
when you got through this easy one. If I'd known you let yourself get captured this easily, I would have just dangled a turkey leg on a rope from the ceiling.
Thanks for the shout out, GLaDOS.
Well, it
Back
was
to the
nice
vault.
catching up. Let's get to business.
Funny thing to mention is that I have like
Something stronger
a
than
ton of
poison.
resets. I have almost 5,000.
Otherwise, I'm afraid
So I'm
we'll have to
very
put
used to this type of vault shape.
the Being Alive Club.
Yeah, this game's a lot of fun, and I reset way too much in it to enjoy the latter half of it. Bam, 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 bam.
You were busy
Even despite me only making to this map a few times, I
in this room
already have the
instead.
cutscene memorized.
Somebody drops dead.
Yeah, there's your FPS in Portal 2.
It's your own.
It's not really a conventional first-person shooter game,
If I were you,
but
I'd take a deep
I mean, you are in first person and you do shoot. This isn't FPS, this is just shooter games. I don't know why I said FPS. I dropped Wheatley. Yeah, again, there's not much we can really do to skip this map. This map actually does contain the single biggest skip in the game. at least without save load abuse.
To initiate a core transfer, please
But that's not for a bit,
Torch.
and we still got plenty of cutscene.
Are you ready to start the procedure?
Here we can just line up this shot early.
Are you ready?
I'm actually really bad at this jump for some reason.
No, 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 no.
It's 120.
Stalemate detected. Transfer procedure cannot continue.
Yes.
Unless a stalemate associated
Gladys, or not Gladys, the announcer guy opens this panel. We can shoot through it, hop through, and of course I missed it. Ah!
Not so
It's super slow.
Think
Fine though.
stalemate.
The goal isn't to get a PB or anything, it's just to entertain. And doing alright.
This really hurts. I didn't
Alright, so here, this is, well, we still have like another minute of cutscene here. And fun fact, we actually have to look at GLaDOS here. There's a trigger that makes sure you're looking, and it doesn't play the cutscene for like 10 seconds if you're not looking here. But here we can hop on top of this elevator that Wheatley's about to open up. And we can, basically, the elevator will ascend, and then at a certain point, whenever it's like high enough, we can like fall through. It's hard to describe, but
We did it. I'm in control of
yeah, we can skip this huge cutscene where Wheatley betrays us. So Wheatley actually never betrays us, but I mean, the game still thinks he does. I mean, why else would we be in the next level? So here, I just time this well. Got it. So yeah, this is just a huge cutscene. Fortunately, I can hit a huge skip. It saves 1 second. It's called hole in one. I'll be up high up, and if I fall in correctly, I can make it through this elevator, or like this little hit, I guess, and conserve my speed. And this is the most important trick in the run. If you don't hit it, then are you even playing the game? And I missed it. Oh. Unfortunate, but it's fine. So next, this map's called Long Fall. It's a long fall. That's all it is. More cutscenes. What? Yeah. If you don't have anything to do, or I mean, if you have something to do, now would be the time to do it. You have like 30 seconds left. Get a drink or something. Yeah, not much we can really do. We shoot this potato, the remains of what used to be GLaDOS. Here's your shooter action. So yeah, this level is almost done. Yeah, this level just drags on. Normally in PB attempts, we use a feature that actually skips this in the tube level, since, well, there actually is technically a way you can lose like 0.1 on both of those levels, I think. No, I don't think you can lose time on the tube one, but you can on the long fall one. It's really weird. But we normally just skip it and add time to the run because no one wants to sit through it. This level's called Underground. You'd see Potatoes there, as we'll call her now, gets carried away, or GLaDOS, by this bird. We'll see her later, don't worry. This level is more bee-hopping. And also, yeah, the game looks really ugly because of that full bright thing I have on. It still helps with seeing bright things here. You don't actually need it for this, but it makes it easier, so I have it on. Here, we can skip this huge long corridor by shooting a portal on here. Bam. Get that first try. And then here we just activate both of these. Nice. Here, normally this door opens and then we walk over to this vault area. But if we do a bunny hop here, we can get there early. First, let's just make it up to this platform. Just to goof around. And here. Yeah, there's actually a black invisible wall here. Not much we can really do until it disappears. Here it opens, we can get through here. And open this door. On to the next level, Cave Johnson. So you may know Cave Johnson. The nice guy. But unfortunately we will not hear from him in this level. Just fell off. We actually do hopefully that isn't a bad save. It's a bad save. Okay. That is unfortunate. Fine though. Final times are timed in game. With in-game time, so it doesn't actually matter. Well, it does. This still count, but okay. Here we can shoot on this cliff. We position ourselves properly. That shot, very precise and not at all intended. Go through here. Because I am just messing up everything. And then do this shot here. Shoot here. That is a tick perfect reportal again. Gives a little bit of time, and yeah, that's Cave Johnson. Here, I'll turn off the Fulbright, make the game a bit less disgusting looking. So here we actually hear from Cave Johnson. This is for Repulsion intro. So here we do a trick that I haven't mentioned yet. It's called a seam shot. Not to be confused with those 2 door shots I did earlier. This is a seam shot. We shoot through a very small seam right here. And we can skip that puzzle. Just bonk it everywhere. Here we can shoot 2 portals, bounce through them so we gain a bit of height, and get up here. And this is called Stepdad. It used to be done with the inputs DAD. Now it's W and A, so I like to call it Step Wall. And hopefully if I step on this button correctly, we can activate that panel without actually needing a cube on that button.
Oh, in case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me.
And here, the fade is actually, like, perfectly aligned with the hop pattern I do, so I can just enter as soon as I can. I actually have only missed it once by going too fast. That is embarrassing. Most of the time I'm too slow to hit it. Here, this map's called Bomb Flings. This used to be like my most reset level because I'd do a really hard trick that was like outside of my skill level. I'd always reset here and I'd be like, man, why am I so bad at finishing runs? I still am, just not on this level, so I do an easier strat. It's called Bomby Flings. Guy who is naming the demo, which is what we use to submit runs. We don't actually need video proof. Called the map Bomby Flings. So it's called Bomby. So this next map, I do that view snapping thing I mentioned earlier in the run. By setting our sensitivity to a super specific number, we can basically move our mouse, or I guess move the portal gun to a preset angle, and we can do another seam shot through here. So yeah, I'm really against it. I think it makes the game a lot less fun, but it's faster and that's what matters. So yeah, we can just skip that entire map. Well, we would skip it if I could hit the strat. The ending. There we go. So yeah, that map used to be like really crazy. You do like a huge fling from like there to all the way up here. But it's faster. It's like literally like tassing. You can just go to preset angles by moving your mouse a certain way. Yeah, it's faster. This map is called, what is it called? Potatoes. You're normally, here you get, GLaDOS, or Potatoes, 'cause she's potato. But here we can actually finish the level without her. And the game just gives us to her the next level. Seeing a common theme with this, we're skipping parts and the game's like, you did it. It's called Lone Panel. Poor guy, separated from all his friends. When did you just do this whole strategy to fling over this logo, skip this fling that we're supposed to do, and skip GLaDOS. Bye GLaDOS. See you never. Bye GLaDOS. So here I can do a lineup. Hopefully. Yeah. Shoot through there early. We can do another reportal. We can do another reportal. Okay, whatever. I'm doing the slower strat. Normally we do a reportal and just hop to the ending here. But what we can do there is we can get stuck in the portal in a specific way, and then stack multiple reportals together to get the velocity from, I guess there I did 5 reportals, and that's called a super reportal. I did one earlier in that map where I got launched straight forward. I don't think I actually explained it, but if I did, sorry for explaining it twice. This map's really cool. It's called, I'm not gonna say the name of the maps. I always forget, like, Chapter 7 maps specifically. Like, I can say Chapter 8, Chapter 9, Chapter 6 perfectly. It's always Chapter 7. Here, we, bounce on that gel, scroll, and we get a huge speed boost. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I assume it has something to do with jumping, and the game tries to give us a speed boost from jumping on the gel, and then jumping again before we fully off the gel, and then just stacking them together. At least that's what I think happens. Not entirely sure on that. And, someone in the chat is a Portal 2 speedrunner. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That's called, Conversion Intro. And we do a thing called... I don't know why I went for that. Went for a jump that's normally used in, IL speedruns. I don't know why. So here we do a very precise lineup. I'm actually gonna focus. Using the numbers in the top. It's called Lemonade Skip. I lined everything up properly. Get a huge speed boost and skip Cave Johnson's famous lemonade rant. Just unfortunate if you like that dialogue, but if you like seeing people go fast and break the game, then it's very fortunate for you. So yeah, basically now we're at the end of that huge level. Skips like... I'm gonna stop giving estimates on how long skips take, because I'm probably gonna be wrong with most of them by a huge, significant, margin. Actually messed up that ending there twice, jeez. I'm bad at it. But... now we're on 3 gels. Here, we do what's called a stuck launch, which is what used to be used in that level that I, like, did that really weird angle stuff on. Basically we can get stuck in a weird piece of geometry, get a huge speed boost, bounce off that gel. Not a huge speed boost, we go down really quickly. And, it bounced straight back up, shoot there, take our velocity, go through a portal again. Just a really cool skip. And know your primes, heck yeah. I modified that poster to say know your primes. Please don't waste your Prime subscription on me, not worth it. Okay, so here I'm doing a very precise lineup. Keep saying very precise lineups. This one's not too precise, and I actually missed it. So here I'm going to bounce off this gel pipe. So the developers, Valve's a bit kooky. They added repulsion gel physics to the repulsion gel pipe for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, for whatever reason, Valve did that because they're weird like that. And we can just bounce to the end of this level. And now we're on to Chapter 8, and there's 9 chapters, so and close to the end of the game. So yeah. As we go into Chapter 8, we're about to be introduced to a flying glitch. Called the Crouch Flying Glitch. And it was actually discovered the day the game was released, and it's very broken. We can fly, we can preserve it to different levels. Yeah, it's really useful in Chapter 8 and 9. But in this first level, we don't actually have funnels. So here we're gonna do a thing called test cube throw. So normally, Wheatley blocks this panel, and it's like a huge, like, long cutscene. But what we can do is we can throw a cube on the button and then hug against the door. So whenever Wheatley tries to block the panels, we're already gone. Just like that, straight onto the button. Pretty hard trick. Now we're onto this super slow elevator. I don't know why they made it so slow. Yeah, we just slowly ascend. Jeez. We mess around, do a portal bump. Just get a portal on there somehow. So yeah. here we also just do intended. This level just has the longest dialogue.
Oh, that felt really good.
Here we can hopefully break Wheatley.
Since making tests is so difficult,
I actually
why
missed
don't
it.
you just keep
If you go
solving
fast enough, you can actually smash Wheatley's monitor there.
and I can just
And
watch you solve it.
it can actually soft block the game if you do it too fast. But
Nothing.
would have been funny.
Blame me for trying.
Can't do it now, unfortunately.
New test.
Here if we stand in a store and time it or
Tests around here somewhere.
whenever Wheatley says where. You can normally do a small dialogue skip. I missed it. It's not that big of a deal. So this next map is where we first get introduced to the crouch flag glitch. So basically, whenever you're in funnels, the game has a number that it stores how many funnels is this person in. If they're in one or more, then give them 0 gravity. But the game actually has it gives you 2 crouch states if you, gives you 2 flying states if you're crouched whilst inside a funnel. So you can get, you can walk in normally, so you'll get 1. And then you can crouch, so then it'll get 2, and then whenever you walk out, it subtracts 1, because you walked out of the funnel, but you still have 1 funnel stored left, so you can, you can walk out and still have 0 gravity. So it actually preserves through levels, so we can just go into this next level, just completely break it with flying. We keep it for the next level as well. So yeah, this completely dismantles the last chapter, chapter 9. Oops, I accidentally jumped. That is unfortunate. Not that big of a deal though. That'd actually be a soft block if I didn't make a save. And here, there's actually this huge gap, so we have to wait. I'm just kidding, we can fly. So yeah, we just get over here. I actually got hit by an invisible, like, wall thingy, and it actually slowed me down quite a bit. It's fine. We just fly over here. We can do this, pretty precise, throw to activate this button up there. I actually missed it, despite Wheatley, pretending like we're activating it. I'm actually gonna place a funnel here, because I am struggling hard. So yeah. That, it's unfortunate that I missed it that many times, but, it's alright. So this is the last map where we have crouch flag glitch, and we literally just jumped to the ending. We just jumped to the ending, there's nothing else. This level, that is it. And there's no fate either, so we can just jump to the ending. Simple as that. Probably the easiest level in the game. Besides, maybe the one where we fall and can do nothing. Here we do a thing called the Great Shot.
Oh, sorry. I hope that didn't disturb you too much then. It was the
You can shoot on that grate.
being turned. So that's just what I was doing. Just reading,
And then hopefully,
books.
you can do that cube throw right onto the button. Actually kind of tried to fall off. But, yeah. It's pretty clean, on of that map. I'll take that. Yeah, this elevator's super slow for some reason. Oh, and this map is laser platform, I think? No, not laser platform, laser. Stop the box. Jeez, I'm bad at names. This level's pretty boring. You can actually do this without invincibility, just make sure you won't die here. Okay. Why is it? Okay. The cube was like switching on and off that button, that's unfortunate. Tricked me. So yeah, pretty boring level.
I'm wondering if maybe there's a number of ways to solve them and you're picking all the worst ways. No. What am I missing?
So this is laser catapult, I think. Yeah. This map is pretty annoying, all things considered. Oh, that is not supposed to happen.
Concentrated burst of science. Oh, on a related note,
So we get back the crouch fly glitch here.
times as fast. Anyway, just give me a wave, would you, before you solve this one, alright? I don't want to spoil
And
it
we
to when I want
do
to
this
make it.
jump, slope off this, normally that you slope off of that one, it's a tiny bit faster, but since it's a marathon, this is a marathon, and I don't want to mess up. Just going for the safer strat. Crucial. So yeah, we're almost into chapter 9. Got like 3 more levels, I think.
Was self-destructing, already fixed. Programmed in
I-
one last tremor for all
fun.
time's sake. One or two more tremors in there, just for
This
fun.
map, just more crouch fly routing.
Nothing, let's keep moving.
We can place that cube on that portal, and we get it at a weird, like, kind of sloped angle, and it activates the receptacle without us needing to keep it on the platform, which is nice. This is just a weird kind of invisible platform. There's actually kill triggers all along there, but in case you forgot, we're invincible, so don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, just getting a test ready for you.
In this map, we get back the crouch fly glitch,
See here. Exit, exit, exit. Then
and
exit. Not a problem. I'll make an exit for your test.
here, we actually can't leave the level as soon as possible, because there's this Peabody guy, who's from the co-op game.
Perfect. On you go.
Not the co-op game, the co-op
Turn that beam off.
mode.
I thought I had lost you when poking around for other tests.
And yeah, this elevator is actually, this is called Awkward Elevator, and it's really long, but
Reminds me.
it's slightly faster than the other route, where we shoot a funnel and
Look forward to it.
enter whenever Wheatley starts talking. But yeah, this elevator is really boring. I'll be quiet now so you can enjoy the dialogue. Aw, the dialogue's over. This is the final map of Chapter 8. One chapter left.
Sorry, my fault.
Closing in on the end of the run. And we finally get one last crouch fly glitch to
3 more chambers to your big
finally end out this level. So there are not that many funnels in Chapter 9, so we want to preserve this fly out to basically the rest of the game until the boss fight. Here, you just enter, and so yeah. Now we're on to Chapter 9, the part where he kills us, and Wheeler's actually gonna have a pretty hard time killing us, because
dying.
well, I'll let this next
Noises. Well,
this
only 2 more chambers.
I guess series of actions play out. That in the commentary. So, here normally Wheatley wants us to hit this trap faceplate, and it just sends us into this super long funnel ride right here. But we can skip it if we just you know, break the laws of physics a tiny bit. Here, to annoy Wheatley, we're actually gonna ram directly into his face. I'm just kidding, this monitor is sloped, and we can get a downward boost from it, and land on this catwalk, and completely skip the crusher area,
Okay.
and the annoying funnel that comes along with it. Slip down off of this thing, land onto this lower platform. Oh no, there's a crusher right here. Oh yeah, we're invincible. Bam. On to Finale 2. There's 4 finales. We just completed the first one. Here we actually have to go kind of slow because the speed cap. You fly around an invisible wall that they place and activate the store. Slow down because we don't want to balk into that door. Bonk, not balk. Slip off of this, get a downward boost, land on this lower platform. I may actually be, yeah, I went a bit too far down, a bit too fast. And here I actually went pretty slow, but better than not making it. I am just messing up everywhere. Here we just go to the side of this pipe. I actually hit it and I'm starting to slightly go downwards, so I'm gonna have to do a backup route.
Oh, did it kill you?
Which is unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world.
Did it kill you? Okay, okay, okay. I'll make an exit for you. Okay. I'll make an exit for you. Okay. 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 Okay
why we have backups. We can just get boosted downward into Finale 3. Shoot a portal to slightly save some time here. And here's just some quick portals again, just to optimize the movement a little. Jump through here. We bonk into that door, then we actually get a thing called slow flags, where whenever you hit it, you go slightly, like, get a slight vertical boost upwards. And it's really annoying. So just make sure not to bonk into that door. And here we can go to the side of the super slow funnel. And we're almost into the Wheatley boss fight. So, up through here. And into Finale 4, the last map. Just missed a little reportal there to give me a little speed boost. So, this run, I'm guessing that it's going to be around a 102.40. That's my estimate. I'm not sure what the real time timer is. I have live splits open in the background. But yeah, hopefully we can get a... I think that'd be second place in for the best marathon runs ever. So I'll definitely take that. So yeah, here we just have to wait for Wheatley to speak. And if you're interested in anything I've seen here, like just doing speedruns of Portal 2, if you're interested, then feel free to join the Portal 2 speedrunning Discord server, discord.gg/p2sr. That's the only advertisement I have. If you're interested in Portal 2 speedrunning, you've got a great community. Yeah, I'd recommend checking it out. It's a pretty fun speed game, and it's time to fight Wheatley.
In 5 minutes.
Didn't even really hit the pipe. I don't know how that got it everywhere. Here we can line up with this kind of misaligned texture. And hopefully here we can juggle these bombs that Wheatley's gonna throw. Shoot there. Okay. So now those bombs are being juggled so we can shoot them back at Wheatley for little areas. Here we can just do a fancy little throw. Get that core onto Wheatley. Space core, love that guy. Hopefully we don't get bad ending here. If you mistime the bombs there's a chance you can get what's called bad ending, and it's really annoying. But I didn't get it, so that's good. You can get this adventure core guy. His name's Rick. He didn't get 6, we put him on Wheatley too fast. Here we can throw the final bomb back at Wheatley. We time it properly.
This facility will self-destruct in 2 minutes.
Actually, kind of like the worst cycle I could have gone with it. And here we can just do a little fling to grab the final core here.
Warning. Core corruption at 1%.
And then here we can do something kind of funny.
Manual core replacement required.
We can actually see the player here if we do stuff weirdly. And just being this close to a portal kind of messes up your camera. You can actually see the Earth there. So take that, flat earthers. What are you gonna do about this? So here, we can shoot on this piece of rubble, and it keeps this portal here, even though Wheatley's trying to delete all our portals. Time will be coming up in a second. Hopefully I can hit this glitch that lets us shoot the moon early. So I might call time. Time. So in game time, we subtract the loads. That would be a 102.59, I think. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. 102.49, sorry. Yeah, thank you so much for watching us doing this early moonshot. Kind of messed up the ending cutscene. So now we can see our arms and we have a portal gun. Wheatley's eyes look like that. Pretty weird. We can just see this, shoutouts to this core just floating over there to the side. But yeah, the rest of this is just cutscene, so if you want, you can switch over to the next runner, and I'll just watch this cutscene.